After a traumatic health incident I experienced back in 2020, my brain was wrecked. I couldn't think straight, I couldn't focus, and I felt completely off, foggy, anxious. I was desperate for some clarity, and along my journey back to optimal health, I discovered this 20-minute journaling method used by top neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. It rewired my brain. I'm not joking, this really worked. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to use it so that you can start clearing the mental fog too. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee here and let me switch you over to screen share. And I wanna share with you this journal exercise and just give you a good feeling of how you can complete this yourself. The nice thing about this journal exercise is it is completely free. So I think you're gonna enjoy this one. I'm sharing my screen here for you. And first I just wanted to show you the podcast, the Huberman podcast. Check it out, science-supported journaling protocol to improve mental and physical health. I think if you want to learn more about this topic, it's a great deep dive into all of that. Now, let me jump right into the journaling exercise and give you some of the things that, the little tips I think will be helpful as you're going through this exercise. The Huberman podcast mentions that this is a great way to process trauma as well as manage stress, and that has in fact been the case for me as well. Studies show that expressive writing like this can help improve mental clarity, reduce anxiety, reduce stress, and it can actually even improve your physical health. Like I said, I've done this myself. It's a very simple but a very powerful tool. And the best way I can describe it is it takes that traumatic event, it bottles it up, and it kind of places it somewhere else in your brain so that it no longer has an impact on you anymore. Now, it's still there. You can remember it, and you can even go back to that experience in your mind if you wanted to, but it doesn't have the same impact on you anymore. So here's how it works from a very basic standpoint. You write for 20 minutes a day for 4 days straight. Now, I believe in the podcast, he says that you can actually kind of break this up longer if you need to. My experience, just doing it for 4 days and just getting it out of the way is the best way to go about doing this. Wake up early in the morning, put aside 20 minutes and just start writing. Now, as you can see here, there's a couple of things that are important and you'll see bolded here. Remember, facts, emotions, and links. So number one, you will write facts about the hard experience related to or of the hard experience. This is factually what happened to you during that traumatic time. Number two, you're going to write about emotions that you felt during the time of that experience, as well as emotions that you might be feeling about writing about the experience right now. So you have to think back and you have to relive that experience a little bit. That can be kind of tough, but trust me, once you get through this, you're going to feel much better in the long run. And number three, include any writing that includes links to or anything that springs to mind about the negative experience, anything that's happening to you now, anything that maybe happened in the past or that may happen in the future that you think about in the future. Now, if I were to break this down for you, like a quick example of what I use this for, back in 2020, I went through a traumatic health experience. I was having a panic attack, mystery health symptoms that popped up out of nowhere, and I thought I was having a heart attack. It sent me to the hospital, and all I could remember that day was going in the ambulance, seeing my kids and thinking I may never see them again. That experience stuck with me and really led me down this path of all these chronic health challenges because I thought something was wrong with me. Something must be wrong with me because I had this experience. So let me give you some practical tips for how you can get this done and how you can do this with the best focus possible. And hopefully this will, like I said, hopefully this will be a big help to you. So first, you're going to write for 20 minutes, 15 minutes minimum, but just set a clock for 20 minutes, write without stopping. You're going to talk about in that the most traumatic thing that has happened to you in your life. You're going to do this for 4 days straight. And again, you're going to include facts about the events, facts about how you felt or you feel about it now, and any associated links to that as well that happened in the past, currently, or you think may happen in the future. Now, do you have to handwrite this or type it? I typed it. And actually, when I was done, I just as a symbolic thing, I completely deleted the whole thing to kind of clear it from my mind and clear it from my brain. But if you like to handwrite, get a journal, that's fine too. And then if you like to type, you can just open up a Google Doc, or you can open up a notes page and just start typing. Block off any other distractions. Make sure you're up early when nobody else is around, because you're going to want some personal time for this. Get your coffee or whatever you do first thing in the morning. Get your brain focused. And I like to put on some binaural beats or something to help me kind of think and get a little bit into that flow state as I'm writing. Now, a little bit of word of caution. Some real emotions may emerge from this process as you are walking through it. You're recounting something that has happened to you that was very traumatic. And so you may feel a little bit worse before you get better, but probably by the third or fourth day, you're going to start feeling a little bit better. Now, what I found was that over time, all of a sudden, I found that I just kind of let that thing go. It just didn't have a hold of me anymore. And like I said, this is a science back, and it's a really powerful exercise. So please try this exercise out. I hope it works for you. Like I said, it's been very powerful for me, and I think it will be powerful for you. It's amazing how simplistic it actually is. All right, that's the 20-minute journaling exercise that helped me reset my brain and finally let go of all that mental fog and past trauma. If you try it, please let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments. And I also included as a bonus a link to a Google Doc so you can download this and you can get started on it right away. No email to collect, just try it. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. And if you're ready for more tools to boost your mental focus and eliminate brain fog for good, check out my video on the top 3 biohacks you can copy to get your brain back to an optimal state. I'll see you in the next video.